2, 1.
7 things you probably didn't know you need to know. I'm Jamie East, and this is the Smart 7.
Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday the 21st of June, and it's the longest day of the year. And a big happy birthday to Rebecca Black, Lana Del Rey, Chris Pratt and Prince William. Tuesday might just be a work-from-home day. Only 20% of normal train services are running, with a simultaneous tube strike bringing additional chaos to London. Talks on Monday to avert the strikes ended in deadlock, and RMT union leader Mick Lynch confirmed that the strike is going ahead.
What we have come to understand is that the dead hand of this Tory government is all over this dispute, and the fingerprints of Grant Shapps and the DNA of Rishi Sunak are all over the problems on the railway and indeed the problems in this society.
With that unpleasant image in mind, maybe you're thinking about fleeing the country. Well, bad news on that count too, as Heathrow is so overwhelmed at the moment, they had to ask airlines to cancel 10% of flights on Monday just to cope with passenger numbers. Chief Secretary of the Treasury, Simon Clarke, is pleased to see airlines taking this action.
I know the Transport Secretary and ministers there have been working very closely with the airline industry to try and get it into a more sensible place, because they are, at the moment, offering flights they simply can't honour, and that is terrible for passengers.
Maybe a nice peaceful break somewhere closer to home? Well, apart from the expected chaos on roads as those who can't take trains tomorrow fire up the cars, the Telegraph's travel editor Claire Irvin has bad news on inflation there too.
We've seen staycation prices rise exponentially. We compared like for like a holiday in Spain with a holiday in the UK in Cornwall, and the holiday in Cornwall, guess what? A third more expensive.
Ukraine's defence minister warned on Monday night that Russia's accelerated its attempts to claim the remaining territory in the Luhansk region, reporting the Russian army's gathered all of its forces close to Severodonetsk with the aim of capturing its final parts by Sunday. Ukrainian President Zelensky had warned that Russia would escalate attacks this week as the EU moves closer to announcing formal candidate status for the Ukraine.
Obviously, we should expect greater hostile activity from Russia, purposefully, demonstratively, this week exactly, and not only against Ukraine, but also against other European countries. We are preparing. We are ready.
Russia's port and grain blockade continues, and there was a Russian missile attack on an Odessa food warehouse on Monday too. Dmitry Muratov, the Russian editor-in-chief of the independent newspaper Novaya Gazeta, has auctioned off his Nobel Peace Prize medal for £84 million. He was awarded the medal in 2021 for defending freedom of expression in Russia. The paper suspended its operations in March shortly after the Russian invasion. All the proceeds will go to UNICEF to help refugee and displaced children from the war in Ukraine.
It is something we need to do, and we have to do right now. We didn't have any disagreements here, and I have to say that the Nobel Prize Committee supported us entirely.
A new report by child protection expert Malcolm Newsom and former senior police officer Gary Ridgway into sexual exploitation in Oldham has found that there were multiple missed opportunities to prevent abuse stretching as far back as 2005. It also identified serious failings by the police and council, but found no evidence to suggest any cover-up. The Chief Constable of Greater Manchester Police, Stephen Watson, spoke immediately after the report's publication and offered an apology to victims.
On too many occasions, we, the police, were not there for you when you desperately needed us. And for that, I am truly sorry.
Emmanuel Macron was re-elected as president of France just 8 weeks ago, but the parliamentary elections just made his life a lot more complicated. He's lost his overall centrist majority amid strong results for both the left and far right. That left his ensemble coalition with only 245 seats when he needed 289. The far-right party, led by failed presidential candidate Marine Le Pen, had a big win, picking up 89 seats, almost 3 times their previous best. She's now trying to assemble a coalition of her own.
Beyond the parliamentary group, we will pursue this work of bringing together the French people within a big popular movement, unifying all the patriots on both the right and the left.
Still to come on the Smart 7, Lord Coe discusses transgender athletes, and Ethan Hawke is out to grab you. Right after this. Welcome back.
3,
World Athletics President Lord Coase hinted the sport could follow swimming in banning transgender athletes from elite women's competitions. Swimming's world governing body FINA spoke on Sunday to prevent trans competitors from taking part in women's races if they've gone through any part of male puberty. The landmark decision sets swimming apart from almost all other Olympic sports, with most using testosterone limits as a basis for inclusion. But Lord Coase told the BBC World Athletics welcomes FINA's move and fairness in women's sport is non-negotiable.
We've always tried to find a navigable way through. We haven't wanted to stigmatise, but when push comes to shove, if it's a judgment between inclusion and fairness, we will always fall down on the side of fairness.
Variety's Actor on Actors series sees famous faces chatting to each other. So far, we've had Jennifer Aniston and Sebastian Stan, and Viola Davis chatting to Samuel L. Jackson. Now it's another friend, Courtney Cox, and she sat down to chat music, performing and more with country star and actress Faith Hill. It turns out Courtney's too scared to watch any of the Scream movies. Anyway, almost inevitably, the chat turned to that famous TV show.
I don't feel like I have closure on it because I don't. We're not going to do another reunion. Can you imagine? We'll be like, yeah. How old can you? When we're 80 and let's go back in. So I don't feel closure, but I just feel like I just feel that was the luckiest. I can't believe that I got that part and was able to make those friends and be a part of something that's still going on.
Ethan Hawke's having a pretty good 2022, isn't he? He's just played Arthur Harrow in Moon Knight, and now he's pulling on a pretty terrifying latex mask for new horror movie The Black Phone, which hits cinemas this week. He plays a serial killer called The Grabber, who grabs kids. Bear with me. His latest victim, Finney, is locked in a basement as his sister frantically tries to find him. Then, a mysterious black phone starts to ring.
Who are you?
You know all our names?
It doesn't work. Hang it up.
This has been The Smart 7. Wherever you're listening, do us a favour and hit the follow button. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Have a great day.
Written, produced and published by Daft Doris.